So someone brought this to my attention yesterday. Apparently Sega took out the 1000 years in the future thing from their about page. Wait, what? We're not 1000 years in the future? Excuse me? Baking powder? I'm not sure when exactly this change happened, but I thought it would be fun to explore the potential implications of this. My name's Zio, and I'll be your lore keeper. So if we're in fact not 1000 years in the future, then where, and more importantly, when are we? Time was such an important theme in base PSO2. Are we maybe a little ways into the future? Or are we more than 1000 years into the future? If it's the former, then that opens the door for the possibility of seeing our old friends from base PSO2 like Matoy and Kuna and them. It would also make more sense as to why we can go back and forth between Alpha and Oracle. This would also bolster the argument that our character in NGS and our character in base PSO2 are one and the same. But there's still the elephant in the room here, or rather, there's two elephants in the room here. One is why the pod? What was the inciting incident for that? The other is, what are we doing on such a technologically retrograded planet with the Dark Falls, no less? Now, when you think of ARCs, you think of spacefaring scientists cruising the cosmos. So how did we get to the point where ARCs on Alpha can't even travel to a tower in the sky, let alone fly through space? How did they get their proverbial wings clipped? We still have no idea where or what Alpha even is. So taking the 1000-year time skip off the table, Alpha could have been discovered or even built sometime during the first 500 years of light history, and then somehow through some mishap they're cut off from the main fleet. So this would mean that the arcs on Alpha would have had to adapt and develop independently of the rest of Oracle, so the arrested development could have been the result of that separation. The dolls probably didn't help much either. Alpha's arcs could have grown and honed their skills over time specifically for dealing with the dolls. Speaking of dolls, how and why did they come into the picture? What are they even doing on Alpha? Inevitably, I feel they're going to have to address these things down the line. So even without any connective tissue to Oracle, I feel like this makes the most sense as to why Alpha is in its current state. We still have Stia, and I imagine we'll have a better picture of things there. And of course, Dark Falls is still at large. So we may not be completely done with Alpha, and I'd imagine that a theoretical episode 2 of NGS would further explore its origins. So now I ask you, gentle viewer, what do you think? What are your no time skip Alpha theories? You know how much I love chopping it up with you guys in the comment section and on the streams. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, to thine own self be true. Until next time, farewell.